On the eve of UFC 312, it's never too early to start an incredible fight weekend. You're about to see some of the most talented amateurs in the sport. As tonight, live on UFC Fight Pass, it is A1 Combat 26. But right now, we welcome you to the prelims. 8 incredible amateur fights lined up for you. Johnny LaQuasto here alongside my incredible broadcast partner, Adam Wait, Corey McKenna. Well, without further ado, I think it's time to get right to the action as we're going to kick it to our cage announcer, Garrett Fertig.
And now, please welcome our first amateur fighter to the cage, Brandon Arevalo.
And we are kicking off the night with 2 fighters who have over 3 amateur fights, so therefore 3 3-minute rounds. Making his way to the cage, Brandon Arevalo, looking to start 2025 the way he ended 2024, and that was having his hand raised at A1 Combat 25 and defeating Joshua Rinker. Interesting story for Brandon Arevalo. His life truly changed over the past 3 years, as he told me flat out, look man, I was a backyard fighter. I just liked to swing. I didn't know what I was doing, but I really wanted to make a career out of it. So he changed his life. He wanted to take his skills to the next level, and he found standalone MMA in Chico, and he feels like his striking continues to elevate. He won via split decision back in November, but wasn't happy with his performance. He said, you know, I really feel like I'm in much more control now, and I'm more confident in taking risks when they present themselves. Massive opportunity here for Brandon Arevalo coming in tonight at 2-1, Corey.
Yeah, like you mentioned, we saw Brandon not too long ago, November, and you know, we're still at the amateur rank, so he talked about, you know, feeling a lot more in control now and knowing when to take those risks, and that's the luxury you have with these amateur fights, is getting that experience before you move over to the pro ranks like we're going to see later tonight. And I'm really excited to see how he's grown after that split decision win.
And with the amateur rankings, you know, every single fight can truly make a difference. You see the progress, and Arevalo feels like he has made tons of progress even over the past 3 months. But let's get to his opponent.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bayat.
One of the most exciting things about mixed martial arts is every fighter has their own individual story. Bayat coming in tonight 2-1, both victories coming via decision, but this is an incredibly worldly individual. He can speak 4 languages fluently after being born in Afghanistan but being raised in Germany. He did take some time off in 2024. He went back to Afghanistan to visit family, and he said, you know, after I spent time back home, I returned more motivated than ever. He switched over to Team Alpha Male a couple of months ago, and he told me this morning, he said, look, I feel like I'm clearly the best fighter I've ever been, especially after switching to Team Alpha Male. And he wants to keep the fight vertical. He said he likes to switch stances, but he plans to read and react. Very intriguing fight to kick us off tonight.
Yeah, definitely. You know, both of these guys are, you know, very well matched against one another, and I think we're going to look at a very exciting fight here tonight. Both guys like to throw down. Both guys are improving through their amateur career, and I'm really just excited to see what both these guys are bringing out here tonight.
And just in speaking with both Arevalo and Bayat, they're both so locked in their amateur careers. Obviously, you know, they want to get to the next level. Bayat told me, he said, look, I want to fight clean. I may be an amateur, but I want to look like a professional. And for Arevalo, he told me, look, I don't have a plan B. I was a terrible student. I don't have a dream of a 9-to-5 job. I need to make progress. I need to win. So you have 2 fighters here coming in at 2-1. And without further ado, let's kick it to Garrett Fertig for the announcements.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to your Faber's A1 Combat 26 prelims. We begin this evening in the lightweight division, set for 3 3-minute rounds presented by Perfect Union Dispensaries. Now introduce to you first the blue corner, standing 5'9", weighing 154½ pounds, holding an amateur record of 2 wins, 1 loss, representing standalone MMA from Chico, California, Brandon Arevalo. And now introduce his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. Standing 6'1", weighing 154.4 pounds. His amateur record stands at 2 wins, 1 loss. Representing Team Alpha Male from Kabul, Afghanistan. He fights out of Sacramento, California, Bayat. Your referee, David Shirley.
David Shirley draws the assignment for the first fight of the night. 8 fights on the amateur card, followed by 7 on the pro card going live on UFC Fight Pass, 8 p.m. Pacific tonight. Busy, busy weekend in the world of mixed martial arts. UFC 312. Quite frankly, a couple of main events on the same card. And we are underway, 3 3-minute rounds, as both fighters have 3 fights under their belt as amateurs. See Bayat charging forward right away, has Arevalo up against the cage early.
Bayat in on that single leg, looking to push Arevalo up to the cage. Almost got the double leg there. Great job from Arevalo to get that underhook on both sides, actually. It's gonna, allow him to defend that takedown of Bayat.
Arevalo, bit of a reach advantage here with Bayat, and looking to land a few combinations. Nice left.
Nice. Both guys stance switching here and not waiting to unload at all. No feeling out process here for either guys.
Oh, the right hand almost finds a home there, but follows up with the left hook. And no, Bayat did say he likes to switch stances. We're certainly seeing that early on here.
And I like the way we're seeing Bayat hit different levels. You know, we're seeing him strike to the body, strike to the head. He's mixing in his kicks. As I say that, Arevalo landing some heavy blows, backing up Bayat to the cage.
Yeah, Bayat not. Oh, the right hand! I was about to say it. Bayat is not keeping his hands up, and that was his downfall as Brandon Arevalo with a jaw-rocking right to finish this fight just over a minute into the first round. Corey, that was impressive.
What a way to kick off the fights here, Johnny. And the crowd absolutely erupting as they're here to support their fighter. Congratulations to Brandon Arevalo.
Arevalo has a strong contingent of fans here tonight. But Corey, you did mention about how Bayat was switching levels, which was effective early on, but he had his hands down. He was not defending himself whatsoever, and Arevalo caught it.
Yeah, beautiful performance. You know, a true testament to kick off this amateur card here.
We knew this had the potential to be an entertaining start to the night, and it certainly did not disappoint. Faramaz Bayat found some success, landed some shots in the first minute. But it was also the kick found a bit of a home. It looked like it rocked Bayat just a little, and then the right hand, it really became target practice for Arevalo.
Yeah, he did a great job of hiding that overhand behind the kick, and Faramaz didn't see it coming, and unfortunately those are the ones that catch you. But up on his feet now, recovered fine, and you know, on to the next one for him. As we mentioned, these amateur fights are all for building experience, and I'm sure he'll be a better fighter due to it.
No question about that. As we go to the announcement with Garrett Furtick.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee David Shirley steps in and waves off our first contest. Official time, 1 minute, 22 seconds of round number 1. Declaring your winner by TKO, Brandon Arevalo.
Arevalo told us this morning, he said, look, I may have won via decision a couple of months ago. I wasn't happy with it. I need to make massive strides. That's exactly what he did. Congratulations, Brandon Arevalo, moving to 3-1 as an amateur, scoring his second knockout as we await the next fight. And of course, you still have plenty of time. If you are not signed up on UFC Fight Pass, you certainly can. We go live at 8 p.m. Pacific for A1 Combat 26 on the main card. And of course, tomorrow in the main event, UFC 312, the middleweight title a rematch from just over a year ago. Dracus du Plessis coming in 22-2 with 20 finishes. Will Sean Strickland get his revenge and get the title back? That remains to be seen. That is our main event.
Set to make his way to the cage, Isaiah Rodriguez.
This is a long-awaited amateur debut for Isaiah Rodriguez, training at Free Fall MMA in Santa Cruz. He's a former Marine, current blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's actually been training for well over 6 years to get ready for this moment, and he's been wanting to find a fight, and he ended up taking this one on 5 days' notice. And speaking to him this morning, he's just incredibly mature. He's very poised. And when I asked, you know, how he would describe his style, Corey, he said, look, I'm a military guy. I'm scrappy. When I get hit, it gets me excited. I can't really relate to that, but I respect it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, coming in here with boxing experience behind him, you know, I'm sure we're going to see those hands on display, but you know, as he's walking out, he's throwing those kicks and everything, and you mentioned he's been training for a long time, so I'm sure he's been working on rounding out his skill set, and I'm excited to see him be able to put it all together here tonight in the A1 cage.
Definitely a massive moment for any fighter's first time. This is a 144-pound catchweight bout, as Isaiah Rodriguez enters the cage for the very first time.
And now please welcome Matt Modean.
Well, here's another fighter who took this fight on 5 days' notice. Matt Modean, not the actor. This Modean can throw hands. He wrestled all through high school, and then his high school coach, Eric Gomez, actually opened up his own academy, the Gomez Brothers Academy, in his hometown of Waterford, California. And Matt Modean has not looked back ever since. He followed his coach into the academy. He grew up being obsessed with mixed martial arts. He always wanted to transition to MMA following high school, and luckily the Gomez Brothers Academy gave him that opportunity, and so he's been there ever since. And you know, for Isaiah Rodriguez, he likes to throw hands. He likes to hit. Modean said, look, I want to grapple. I want to take my opponent down. Very cool contrast of styles here.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we're looking at our traditional striker versus grappler, and that's always exciting for the fans, you know, see who gets to implement their game plan as they come out here tonight. I will say Modean coming out here, 2 fights, but 2 finishes. He's yet to see the 3rd round, and I am very excited to see if he can continue that trend here tonight.
And Corey, it's so interesting, the mindset that amateur fighters need to have when you only have 2-minute rounds. It's almost like you really don't have a lot of time to feel out your opponent.
Yeah, I've never done a 2-minute round in my life. That's a California commission rule set, I guess. But yeah, not a lot of time to work in there.
Well, speaking of work, let's get right back to Garrett Furtick.
Tactical Construction presents our next bout at a contract weight of 144 pounds. Set for 3 2-minute rounds. We introduce to you first the Punch Edibles blue corner. Standing 5'8", weight 142.1 pounds. Tonight he makes his amateur MMA debut, representing Free Fall MMA from Watsonville, California, Isaiah Rodriguez. And now introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the Punch Edibles red corner. Also standing 5'8", his official weight 143.5 pounds. Making his A1 combat debut undefeated at 2-0 with 1 win by TKO, 1 by submission, representing Gomez Brothers Grappling Academy and Last Stand Fight team from Waterford, California. Please welcome Matt Modean. Your referee, Brian Tyler.
Step back for me. All right, gentlemen, round 1. Fighter, are you ready? All right. Fighter, are you ready? Let's fight.
Because these are 2-minute rounds, both fighters wearing shin guards.
Yeah, as we mentioned, obviously for the first 3 fights with the California Camo Commission, it is required that the rounds are 2 minutes long and that the fighters wear shin pads. So both of these guys stressing urgency as they come out here on the bell.
Stop. Time, guys, both of you. Hands closed, okay? We're gonna restart. Fight.
Referee warning the athletes to close their hands for no accidental eye pokes there.
Close your hands.
Once again, warning the fighters to close hands. Oh, spinning back fist there, almost finds a home.
Oh, Superman punch off the cage straight into a takedown attempt.
And now, Modean has Rodriguez up against the cage here.
I was just about to compliment Rodriguez's cage pressure, but great job from Modean to reverse that, and now he's able to work his grappling like he mentioned previously that he wanted to do. Sorry.
Modean feels very strongly about his phone booth ability and almost landed a knee there as well, and now a nice takedown.
Beautiful takedown from Modean. Oh, nice pass. He did a great job there.
Oh my, the right hand.
Strikes.
This fight is just about over now.
Straight on the neck.
Right into a rear naked choke. And Matt
seconds.
Modean is absolutely dominant. The hammer fist found a home. He transitioned to the back. What a beautiful display of striking, grappling, and a submission. Matt Modean quickly staying undefeated, moving to 3-0. That was impressive.
Wow, 2 fights in and we're yet to see a second round. You know, what a way to start off the fights here tonight. And beautiful job from Modean. You know, we mentioned that he didn't have long to work, and he did a great job of getting straight down to business and implementing his game plan here tonight.
Almost similar to the first fight, Corey, in that Isaiah Rodriguez was really leaving himself wide open, and once Modean was able to take him down, get him on his back, he landed a vicious couple of right hands, especially that hammer fist, and then that caused Rodriguez to cover up. Boom, quick transition to the back. I mean, this was seamless.
Yeah, he did a beautiful job of, you know, sneaking that striking in there with his passing, you know, mixing it up, full MMA on display here tonight, you know, absolutely phenomenal. And as we mentioned, only 2-0 amateur, sky's the limit.
Wasted no time. As soon as Rodriguez covered up, switched to the back, locked in the hooks, and scored the RNC victory. As we go to Garrett Fertig for the announcement.
Whilst we wait for Modean to be ready to get the decision, special shout out to Max Griffin on the stream.
You never know who's going to join on YouTube. Mr. Griffin, honored to have you watching.
The rear naked choke brings on the tap. Official time, 1 minute, 26 seconds of round number 1. Declaring your winner by submission, Matt Modean.
Well, this will definitely be a learning experience for the former Marine Isaiah Rodriguez in his debut, but Matt Modean, 3-0 now, 3 finishes, continues his dominant path as an amateur. As we surge along here on the prelims for A1 Combat 26. Once again, thank you so much for joining us live here on YouTube. And we're going live on Fight Pass, 8 p.m. Pacific. As we go back and check out some of the action there, just a seamless transition from the right hand. The moment Rodriguez covered up, that was all she wrote. Locked in the rear naked choke. Matt Modean, an incredibly bright future. As we still have 6 fights left on this amateur card. Coming up next, a welterweight clash as we await the announcements.
Yeah, what a way to start the fights here tonight, Johnny. You know, 2 fights, 2 finishes, absolutely phenomenal.
And now, please welcome our first fighter once again, Ricardo Archundia.
A strong reaction for the debuting Ricardo Archundia. He was looking to fight at 155, but when this opportunity came up, he told me, look, I'm not going to hesitate. I just started eating more. He took the fight on a week notice and said, look, man, I've been ready to make my debut for a long time. He started training in boxing in 2017, switched to Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu back in 2018. Spends most of his time at standalone MMA, and he said, hey, I'm a striker, but I do believe my takedown defense will help to keep this fight vertical. When I asked him what his game plan is, he said, I think I have enough tools. I can switch from plan A to plan B to plan C. For someone making his debut, he's incredibly poised, and he seems very confident, at least this morning at weigh-ins. He certainly did.
Yeah, and that confidence is a testament coming in here, you know, making his debut. Don't really know much about him, but he seems very calm, composed, collected, and prepared. And it's amazing that these athletes have the opportunity to share this A1 cage with the professionals and get that professional feel, you know, that they're going to get when they reach these bigger shows and move on in their careers at an early stage. And, you know, it just prepares them to move on within the sport. It's phenomenal.
Just a massive spotlight. A few thousand will be here very soon as we await his opponents.
Introducing his opponent, Alex Vasquez.
While Archundia is making his debut in the cage, Alex Vasquez is now entering the cage for the 9th time in his amateur career. The Sacramento native truly has a life story. I could have talked to him for a couple of hours this morning at weigh-ins. He was raised by a single mom, never knew his father growing up until early adulthood. He spent much of his life being homeless, and at one point did not have a roof for him, his wife, and 2 children. This is all at the age of 18. He lost contact with his mom for quite some time. She had her own struggles, and day-to-day life for Alex Vasquez was truly so difficult. But eventually, he was able to get hired at a casino as a janitor, hustled, went to work every single day, worked his way up to where now he is a surveillance technician manager at a casino, truly turned his life around. He's even repaired the relationship with his father, who is in attendance tonight. And he said, you know what, man, he's like, aside from fighting, I finally understand what being a family feels like. He told me, I'm a striker first. I have 3 knockouts, 1 submission out of my 5 victories, but I think I can hold my own if it goes to the ground. But he told me flat out, this is without a doubt the biggest opportunity of my career. I feel like I can get to the professional ranks soon, but I have to prove myself tonight. And hard not to root for a guy like Vasquez.
Yeah, wow, what a backstory, you know, very impressive, like you say, coming out here, all of his wins by finish, and given the trend of the fights here tonight, I'm wondering if we're even going to see a second or third round.
Yeah, it's been very exciting early on. Vasquez, his 4 children are here watching back in the hotel room, certainly wants to make them proud as we get the announcements from Garrett Furtig.
A1 Combat now moves to the welterweight division, set for 3 2-minute rounds presented by Aloha Electric Sign Company. We introduce to you first the Punch Edibles blue corner. Standing 6 feet tall, weighing 169.2 pounds. Tonight, he makes his amateur MMA debut, representing standalone MMA from Chico, California, Ricardo Archundia. And now introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the Punch Edibles red corner. Standing 5'9", weighing 170.3 pounds, holding an amateur record of 5 wins, 3 losses, with all 5 wins coming by stoppage. He represents last stand to fight team from Broderick, California, Alex Red Ride Vasquez. Referee David Sherman.
So Corey, interesting situation for Vasquez. He's already had plenty of amateur fights in 3-minute rounds, but now bumping back to 2-minute rounds. So once again, the urgency has to be there.
Yeah, exactly. As we mentioned previously, because his opponent has less than 3 fights, the commission does require them to fight at 2 minutes with shin pads, which, you know, with this guy's finishing capability, I'm not sure he necessarily needs that extra minute. Oh, heavy blows from the jump.
Nice counter punch there by Vasquez. Archundia. Oh! Combinations early on here.
Neither guy waiting to throw down. As we mentioned, these are short rounds, but heavy blows from both sides.
If the first 30 seconds are any indication, we're not going to decision here.
You know, Vasquez has landed some heavy blows, but so is Archundia.
Oh! Not sure if he lost his footing there, but Vasquez jumps. Oh, but wait a minute. Could be trying to lock in a triangle there. But Vasquez hammering away with the left, and now he gets the right free.
Yeah, I mean, Archundia making a questionable choice to strike from bottom there as he ate some heavy blows from Vasquez, but looking to tie up now, recover himself a little bit, which is smart. Yeah, and hopefully able to recollect himself, ready to re-engage in this fight.
Both these men certainly want to keep this fight vertical. A right hand lands on the jaw of Archundia. He's busted open. And now Vasquez looking to go in for the finish. 45 seconds still to go in this action-packed first round.
Yeah, you know, Vasquez just pressing forward, applying the pressure, and landing some heavy blows. But Archundia is not out here. You know, he's landing some strikes of himself. He's just got to be careful lifting his chin up in those exchanges because Vasquez is throwing with some heat.
Archundia is trying to set things up with the jab, but Vasquez has been so effective with the counterpunching. Oh, another one. Oh!
Heavy blows from Vasquez, and there's the 10-second clacker. I think we might see our first second round of the night, but I'm not sure he'll make it out of that.
Well, you see fatigue starting to set in a little bit here, and we'll see how they rebound following the first round, but wow. I would love to see the percentages from both of them in this first round.
Yeah, geez, I mean, talk about maximizing a 2-minute round, Johnny.
They jumped right into it. And Archundia said, he said, look, I'm going to dictate the pace. I'm going to charge right in. That's certainly what he did, but Vasquez, you know, he's got 8 fights under his belt. He's seen that before. Oh.
Yeah, some heavy blows landing from both sides. But Vasquez just not respecting anything that Archundia is throwing his way, just pressing forward and landing those heavy blows.
Yeah, certainly a round in which Vasquez was really in control for the majority of it. You see Archundia already wearing some damage just above the left eye.
Does seem to have, you know, recollected himself from that exchange, but yeah, definitely going to be a tough 3 rounds if it goes all the way.
It's been a tremendous start to the night, and
All right, boys, round 2. Let's go.
the main event on the amateur card, Amarius Taylor, Trehanda Banda, is going to be absolutely incredible. But wow, look at Vasquez wasting no time.
Yeah, Vasquez is swinging for the fences, but he is landing with some heat. Beautiful body kick from Archundia. And you know what, hats off to Archundia for taking this fight. You know, Vasquez with the experience, not many people would have stepped in the cage against him, especially knowing what he brings to the table in his finishing capabilities.
And you see Archundia, he's using every possible weapon in his arsenal right now. Nice combination.
Beautiful combination and great split down the middle there. And now we're seeing Archundia start pushing forward a little bit and maintaining the center. I wonder if, you know, Vasquez pushed hard and fast in that last round, and that is going to wear on him, even if we are looking at those shorter rounds. So maybe Archundia's durability is going to come into play a little bit here.
Well, that and, you know, patience is a virtue, especially in your debut. I would imagine things are moving so fast that sometimes your emotions get the best of you.
Yeah, hats off to him and his team, you know, his great job recovering between that rounds and really looking to start coming into his own in the second round here.
Oh, nice hook there by Archundia. Combination lands, and now a right hand by Vasquez, charging in once again.
Yeah, Vasquez smelling blood in the water there. You know, he landed big, heavy blows. And once he finds his range, notice he doesn't just throw one or two. Like he's throwing those combos and he's throwing with heat. He wants to get that knockout here tonight.
And Archundia is leaving himself wide open with the jab, and Vasquez is really counter-punching effectively. Oh, another left hand lands. Both fighters bleeding from the nose, as it looks like we're heading to a third round.
And both guys are doing a great job of mixing their kicks in there. Wow, you know, what a testament to their durability and grit, you know, on both sides, you know. Many people would have crumbled to those strikes. There's some heavy blows being thrown down tonight.
We've already seen two exciting finishes, but we have an early contender for amateur fight of the night here. Just after these first two rounds, as we go back to check out some of the highlights, and you know, they both landed very powerful strikes. Vasquez had a couple of nice combinations with his counter punches, but Archundia was a little more patient in that second round and was able to do some damage.
Yeah, beautiful job from both sides. You know, we're seeing plenty of striking on display. I'd be interested to see if someone wants to mix it up a little bit and throw a takedown in there, but, you know, I definitely don't think the crowd's going to be disappointed if they choose not to.
Right, I mean, neither fighter wants this to go to decision, though, because it's been a very even fight. Probably would still give the edge towards Vasquez at this point, but let's see if Archundia throws caution to the wind here in the third round.
Yeah, Archundia definitely pulling back in for that second round. And like I said, it's his debut. He's never been in there before. Perhaps he's kind of just getting comfortable coming into his own, and like I say, he seems to be growing into this fight, which is hard to do when you have someone like Vasquez throwing at you.
No question, Vasquez controlling center here early on in the third round. Archundia in the black, Vasquez in the red.
Nice high kick from Archundia. Vasquez does not want to go to the judges.
Continues to chase Archundia, trying to land combinations.
Archundia is starting to use his footwork a little bit. He's doing a good job of being mindful of his cage positioning, circling back to the center. Vasquez, unfortunately, is winning just purely based off of, you know, cage presence. He's pushing forward, and he is throwing with volume. When, like he's mentioned before, when he lands one, he throws 3 or 4 more to back it up. And that's if we do miraculously see a judge's scorecard, that is going to edge it. Oh, beautiful
nice
check hook, though, from Archundia. I nearly spoke too soon.
Vasquez landing with precision throughout these 3 rounds, and now another combination. Not easy going to a third round in your debut, and now down goes Archundia, and a right hand finds a home for Vasquez. Can he finish here in the final 30 seconds? Landing some ground strikes, some hammer fists, and now inviting Archundia to get back out. Oh, perhaps not.
Wow. Yeah, beautiful job catching the kick for Vasquez. You know, he was very sensible, didn't dive straight into that closed guard and allow himself to be tied up from Archundia, you know, and that enabled Vasquez to start landing some heavy strikes. And it's going to seal the deal with the judges here, which it seems we are going to go to the distance for the first time tonight.
A very strong finish for Alex Vasquez. But that was a tremendous debut for Ricardo Archundia, going all the way through 3 rounds. And these guys wasted no time out of those 6 minutes. They used every ounce of gas they had in their tanks.
What a fight. You know, what a card, Johnny. Like,
yeah.
2 fights, 2 finishes. The third fight, we go the distance, but what an absolute barn burner. And they are setting the bar high for our pros tonight because, wow.
I'm telling you, and Corey, for everyone watching on YouTube, we are not overselling this card. We've already seen 3 amazing amateur fights. We still have the undefeated Jake Carver coming up. We still have the undefeated Ramiro Hernandez taking on the Etholizer, Ethan Richardson. We have the undefeated German Doev taking on the undefeated Eric Betancourt. And then that's not even the main event. So much more to come here as we await the decision between Ricardo Archundia and Alex Vasquez. As Corey McKenna is going to go get a word with whoever the winner may be. We'll take care of some business here, of course. We welcome you to join us live on UFC Fight Pass tonight, 8 p.m. Pacific, for A1 Combat 26, the main event. The new super middleweight champion, Nick Maximov. Of course, you know him from a multitude of fights in UFC. He stormed into A1 Combat back in November, defeated Kevin Felipe, moving to 10-2. He's an absolute grappling machine. He is taking on the hard-hitting Russian Said Magomed Abdulgaziev. Very unpredictable fighter. Not a lot is known about him. That's our main, of course. In the co-main event, two fighters moving up to lightweight. We have Eric Sanchez taking on Ernie Juarez, who just had an opportunity in Contender Series, did not go his way. Nonetheless, he's still 8-1, former A1 Combat featherweight champion. Very, very dangerous individual. As the decision is in, let's go to Garrett Fertig.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action-packed action, we go to your 3 judges at cage side for the decision. All 3 judges, Phil Balducci, Chad Shepard, and Wayne Phillips see it the same, 30-27, all for your winner by unanimous decision, Alex Red Right Vasquez.
Alex Vasquez, so impressive in scoring his 6th victory as an amateur, but also exciting debut for Ricardo Archundia. As we go back to check out some of the highlights, there were certainly a lot of them in this fight. Ricardo Archundia came in and said, look, I'm a striker. I want to keep this fight vertical. And for the most part, this fight was vertical because Alex Vasquez was consistently landing combinations, landing counter punches, and continued to control center and push forward. Had a couple of takedowns as well, including towards the end of the 3rd round that really kind of sealed the deal for Alex Vasquez as he moves on to 6-3 in his amateur career. Archundia can certainly take some great lessons from his debut. As we are ready for the 4th fight on the prelims.
Set now and making his way, Dash Allen.
The 20-year-old Dash Allen not only sports a 3-1 record in the cage, but he also has a Muay Thai fight under his belt, and he has shown to be a very exciting striker. Started training in martial arts at the age of 8, also wrestled all through high school. He then had the opportunity to train at AKA San Jose, and what aspiring fighter would turn that down? He's been there for the past 4 years, honing his skills, and at 6'2", he's generally taller than most of his opponents. He said, look, I have to utilize that. I like to utilize my clinch, I like to land my knees and land some kicks. He's also recently competed in BJJ competitions, so he feels even stronger about his ground game than in previous fights. And you know, I know I've said this so many times, but you look at how many young fighters on this amateur card. They are so mature for their age. I mean, 20 years old. Talking to Dash Allen today, you would have thought he was at least 5-6 years older. He is so incredibly focused, and a huge opportunity here in the welterweight division. And once again, this will be 3-minute rounds here as we await his opponent.
And now we welcome his opponent, Walter Shaw.
Jordan, this right here is crazy. I feel big, you know? Like not big in the sense of weight, you know, like gaining weight up.
Another incredible personal story here for Team Alpha Male's Walter Shaw. The native of Guam came to the U.S. at the age of 14 back in 2012. And he told me this morning, he said, I want to be an inspiration for other little kids back in Guam who have dreams to get out of their home country, to make their home country proud. In 2012, his father moved the family to the Pacific Northwest, but it was the pandemic that actually brought Shaw down to Sacramento to spend more time with his parents. At that point, he found Team Alpha Male, and he caught the mixed martial arts bug. Coming in tonight, 3-3 overall, 1 submission, 1 knockout. And when I asked him his style this morning, he said, look, man, I'm as freestyle as it gets. I like striking, I like grappling. Wherever it goes, I'll get it done. I prefer not to wrestle, but I've learned now that wrestling is an absolute necessity. And the #1 thing I've learned from my last fight is my conditioning always needs to be at the highest level possible. And he said, I am in the best shape of my life, the best shape of my amateur career. And he does have the experience advantage coming into this fight, as my partner Corey McKenna is cornering Walter Shaw for this fight. So I'll be riding solo here. Without further ado, let's go back to Garrett Furtick.
A1 combat continues now in the welterweight division. Set for 3 3-minute rounds presented by Sign Art Factory. We introduce to you first the Punch Edibles blue corner. Standing 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing 168.1 pounds, 3-1 as an amateur, representing American Kickboxing Academy from Berkeley, California, Dash the Flash Allen. Now introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the Punch Edibles red corner. Standing 6 feet tall, weighing 170 pounds even, 3-1 at A1 combat, 3-3 overall in his amateur career, including 1 win by submission. He represents Team Alpha Male, representing Guam. Please welcome Walter Shaw. Referee Brian Tyler.
Brian Tyler on the assignment for our 4th amateur fight of the prelims.
1 step back for me. Take a step back. All right, gentlemen, round 1. Fighter, are you ready? Fighter, are you ready? Let's fight.
We're underway. Oh, Walter Shaw in the blue. Dash Allen in the black. Definite height advantage, reach advantage here. For Dash Allen. Dash Allen says he likes to set the tone with body kicks. He said he's going to certainly try to land a few head kicks as well.
Walter, close your hands.
Shaw in the orthodox stance and Dash Allen southpaw. And there's the patience of Walter Shaw as he looks for the opening charges in, but Dash Allen able to evade the takedown. This is where Dash Allen feels like he's at his best. He said, when I'm up against the cage, when I'm in the clinch, I could land my knees, use my leverage. So this is really exactly where Dash Allen would like to be. Meanwhile, Walter Shaw told me this morning, he said, I need to put the pressure on this fight. I need to dictate the pace. Thus far, though, it's really been Dash Allen. Once again, another knee lands, and down goes Walter Shaw, and just like that, Dash Allen with a quick finish. Once again, showing his physical superiority over an opponent. When you have the height, when you have the leverage of Dash Allen, but you can put it all together as an athlete, you have a bright future ahead of you, and that is exactly what Dash Allen just did, moving to 4-1. As we go to check out the finish here, he was able to do exactly what he wanted. Get Walter Shaw up against the cage the moment He pounced on him. All it took was one shot. And the referee had to step in to end this fight. What an impressive finish. Walter Shaw came in, he said, look, I feel great about my conditioning. I feel like this can go the distance and I would be perfectly fine with the 3-minute rounds. But unfortunately, Dash Allen not only controlled center, he did more than that. He completely dominated physically and with his game plan throughout the first half of the first round and was able to get the finish. Let's go to Garrett Furtick to make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Brian Tyler waves in and steps in and waves off the contest. 1 minute, 58 seconds of the very first round. Declaring your winner by TKO, Dash the Flash Allen.
Moving to 4-1, another finish for Dash Allen. Continues to be so impressive as we're going to go to Michael Hernandez to get a word with the winner.
The Flash Allen making very quick work in the first round. Can you guide the fans through that performance? I mean, that left hook and then straight to the body. Amazing work.
Yeah, I learned that combination when I went to Thailand. I went to Sanchai's gym and he was teaching us that combination and I've loved it. It works really well for me since I'm a southpaw. I can come over the top, make them cover up, then the liver's right open. So yeah, I really want to thank my girlfriend. She's in Japan right now, but she's always supporting me. She helps me with my weight cuts. I didn't cut weight for this fight, but she helps me with my weight cuts, my nutrition. She's a wrestler. She helps me with my wrestling. I want to thank her very much. Everything, she inspires me, everything.
Been super active to be in 2025. What's next for you, my man?
Whatever I can do. I'd love to come back here, fight again. Whatever my coaches got for me.
Dashel the Flash Allen, congratulations, my man. Hey, A1 Combat fans, Dashel the Flash Allen, everybody.
So many students of the game we are seeing on the amateur card, Corey. I mean, Dash Allen, only 20 years young, and already so impressive as he moves to 4-1.
Yeah, I mean, what a phenomenal performance from him. Great composure in there, and he did a great job against Walter Shaw. And again, an early finish.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it really was a quick step in by the referee, but that left hand really landed strong. Were you a little surprised that he stepped in and closed out the fight? Were you a little surprised the referee ended the fight in that moment? And the left hand did land.
Nah, Walter Shaw was visibly in pain. You know, he fell from the knee. He ate a punch from Dash, and yeah, I'm not disappointed in that stoppage at all. Yeah, so you know, these are amateur fights. Nobody needs to be getting severely injured in there. Yeah,
the referee definitely noticed, and it was a powerful shot. And congratulations to Dash Allen. Let's move on to our 5th fight of the prelims.
Making his A1 Combat debut, Derek Cook.
From one welterweight clash to another, strong ovation here for the debuting Derek Cook. Coming in with an overall record of 1-1, trains at Standalone MMA in Chico. And Corey, this is going to be very interesting. Not many fighters would want to face Jake Carver, but Derek Cook, no reservations whatsoever. He's been training for 8 years now. He's a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, also combines that with some Muay Thai training. And he said, look, my older brother's a fighter. We train nonstop together. And he said, yeah, I know Jake Carver is 4-0. I know he's dominated everyone, finished fights early, but he has never faced a grappler of my ability. He said, I think I can take Carver down, and I can pull off what everyone thinks is going to be an upset.
Yeah, I remember watching Carver's fight back in November 2024, and we talked about how hard it's going to be to match him after such phenomenal back-to-back wins. But like I say, testament to Derek Cook for taking this fight, and you know he's coming in right in a first-round submission finish, so I'm sure he's feeling confident as he steps in here against Carver tonight. And yeah, again, another fight that's very unlikely to see that final bell.
Absolutely. He told me this morning, no disrespect to his opponents, but I'm better than every person he's defeated thus far. So let's find out. Let's get his opponent out here.
Returning to A1, please welcome Jake Carver.
Very apropos. The song All Eyes on Me is leading Jake Carver to the cage, 164 seconds. That is all he has needed to defeat all 4 of his opponents thus far in his amateur career. 4 finishes. The longest any opponent has survived is 61 seconds with Jake Carver. His last time out was a highlight reel knockout, only 20 seconds into the first round. He is absolutely relentless. You could argue the most powerful striker on this entire card.
Yeah, exactly. Like we mentioned, his previous fight was, I'd say the fight was phenomenal, but it was only 20 seconds. I don't think that guy barely broke a sweat. But, you know, coming in here, he does have a submission win. Again, round 1. He's yet to see a second round, and yeah, I mean, he's got to be looking to turn pro soon if he can continue this trend here tonight.
I actually asked him that this morning, and he said, look, I don't even think about turning pro. I'm going to wait for what my coaches tell me. He spends all his time at Tom Fallon MMA. He credits Tom Fallon, the entire crew there, for getting him to this point. He said, look, I can knock anyone out, but this is MMA. I have to be well-rounded, ready for anything, especially for a grappler like Derek Cook. So let's not wait anymore. Garrett Fertig, take it away.
We stay in the welterweight division now, set for 3 2-minute rounds, brought to you by Hammer & Nails Grooming for Guys. We introduce to you first the Punch Edibles blue corner, standing 6 feet tall, weighing 169.9 pounds, coming off a first-round submission victory. His amateur record stands at 1 win, 1 loss, representing standalone MMA from Chico, California, Derek Cook. Now introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the Punch Edibles red corner. Standing 61, weighing 169.7 pounds, returning to A1 after a devastating 22nd first-round knockout victory. Currently undefeated at 4-0 with 4 first-round finishes, representing Thomas Fallon MMA and MMA Gold from Sacramento, California, Jake Carver. Your referee, David Shirley.
It's starting to get very loud here at the Hard Rock Live in Sacramento. We're still over 2 hours away from going live on UFC Fight Pass, but just a testament to the fan base that these talented amateurs have.
Ready to go? You ready? Let's go.
We are underway. Jake Carver in the black and blue trim. Derek Cook in the black with the white lettering.
Beautiful. I was just about to say, I think this comes down very much to how fast Cook can get his hands on Carver. He's going to have to slow Carver down here and kind of grind out some of that power and that explosivity that we see.
And Cook wasted no time trying to make the pass already. He shot right in. Successful takedown.
Yeah, beautiful job progressing to half guard, looking to break down the base of Carver. Beautiful, passes straight over to Mount.
Wow. It appeared he was looking to get side control, but then he transitioned back over. Oh, right hand lands there.
Nice, Cook starting to land some strikes here in these positions, and yeah, what a testament to his jiu-jitsu. Able to get straight in on that double leg shot, take him down, and pass straight to Mount, which, yeah, phenomenal. And I think we're already coming up on the longest someone shared the cage with him.
Absolutely, and now Cook trying to transition to the back. Great job there by
Carver needs to release this kind of body lock grip that he has around Cook. Unfortunately, all he's doing is holding Cook on top of him, and it's not going to open up any escapes for him and just allow Cook to start teeing off on him like we're seeing right here. This is not intelligent defense. You know, if he just lays here for the next 2 minutes eating these strikes, we could look at a referee stoppage purely because he's not trying to advance his position. Armbar attempt from Cook. Looks like he might have it, but Carver's just able to... gets his elbow cleared, and now Carver's on top, and he is not happy.
Great job there by Carver. He was in imminent danger. But now Derek Cook's got a hold of the left leg.
Knee bar attempt from Cook. Wow. Absolutely phenomenal from Cook coming out here tonight. You say only 1-1 against an opponent that very few would be willing to fight, and he's having a lot of success in the early round.
Yeah, I mean, Jake Carver has created a highlight reel based off of just 4 fights, but Derek Cook came in undeterred. Speaking to him this morning, he was excited to take on someone like Carver, who has certainly very deserved hype around him. But Derek Cook, when it comes to grappler versus striker, Corey, you know, the grapplers tend to always have the advantage.
Yeah, and this is one of the problems with leg locks within MMA. Uriah actually touches on it a lot when we're at the gym. You are in a position where you can get hit.
Yeah.
You know, you're sat on someone's leg, and it's not always the best position, but he did a great job at reversing position, getting back on top of Carver, and he's going to win the round here. And not only is he winning the round, this is the first time Carver has seen a second round. And we've never even seen his gas tank tested in a fight. Does he have 3 rounds in him at this pace with that grappling pressure and intensity?
But this is the kind of test that someone like Jake Carver needs. I mean, he does stay in peak physical condition. He's a workhorse, no doubt, but that first round could not have gone more to plan than it was for Derek Cook. He told me, he said, look, I'm going to shoot in immediately, and he did, and he spent that entire round in control time.
Yeah, and that's absolutely amazing, especially given his experience. You know, it takes people many years to learn just how to implement their game plan, and he's come out here, he's calm and composed against an opponent that, like I say, most people don't even want to fight, let alone would have composure stepping in here against him. And he did a phenomenal job of just implementing his game plan, securing that first round. And like we say, Carver's obviously in phenomenal physical shape, but striking cardio is very different to this grappling cardio and this high output that Cook is now pushing on him.
It's going to be interesting to see what kind of adjustments are made here. And of course, with the knockout power of Jake Carver, all it takes is 1 opening, 1 strike.
Mouthpiece.
And this fight will be over.
Timekeeper. Fight.
Round 2 underway, 3-minute rounds here.
Watch your high kicks. There you go. Make it loud after. Take it. Touch. Keep him cornered. Fake. He's going to shoot as soon as he feels stressed. Touch that jab. Touch that head. Nice.
Jab lands there for Cook.
Nice. Carver maintaining the center of the cage here, looking to push Cook back up against the cage, but Cook, again, relentless on that takedown entry. As we mentioned previously, he is aware that he has a very clear path to victory, and he is definitely not sleeping on the heavy hands of Carver.
Thus far, good takedown defense here by Carver. The question is, Cook goes for the leg sweep, and it's successful. You saw him setting up for that. It was a matter of time.
Yeah, exactly. I'm very impressed with Cook here tonight. Obviously, Carver doing many great things, but very high expectations as he walked out here tonight, and he is, he's seeing new challenges in Cook that he has yet to see within the cage. Carver actually starting to look a little defeated. You know, I see him looking up at the screen, kind of, hesitating a little bit. But
great transition to the back there by Cook. Carver able to defend the RNC here.
And we're only halfway through the fight. You know, there's plenty of time for Carver to pull back into this, but right now it is an absolutely dominant display of grappling on the side of Cook. And I'm very impressed with him here tonight.
Cook said he's very confident in his own striking ability, but you have to do
Another armbar attempt from Cook as he falls off the back. Carver looking like he's just about, he's got his head in there still, so Cook was not able to capture the head with his right leg. And he's now in a position where he's eating strikes, which is the risk when you roll off of the back onto the armbars, but he gets it!
Oh!
Wow!
And that'll do it, Derek Cook! With the submission, we didn't have a great angle of it, perhaps. It could have been an armbar, I believe.
Yeah, he was attacking the armbar. He wasn't quite able to get the leg over the head. I lost vantage point a little bit, but it looks like he was able to slip that leg over the head and get that hip pressure on the arm in order to finish that armbar. And upset of the night, for sure. I mean, not taking anything away from Cook, but like I mentioned, Carver had some, you know, some high expectations stepping in here tonight, Johnny, and Cook just derailed that trail. Wow.
It was difficult to get a full view, but certainly had enough hyperextension of that arm to score the submission victory. What a moment. We told you this amateur card had some fireworks that were going to happen. Case in point, Derek Cook making his A1 debut, taking on the undefeated Jake Carver, and there was the finish.
Belly down armbar.
He was absolutely relentless, Corey, throughout the first round, and second round more of the same until he got the tap.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal. And you know, Carver is an exceptional athlete, brilliant MMA fighter, and I actually think that this will be good for him. You know, after all of his impressive finishes, we talked about how, oh, he's probably gonna have to go pro or blah, 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 but like, this is actually pretty good for him. It's gonna highlight some weaknesses, and it's gonna give him and his coaches something to step away and work on before he does advance those pro ranks. And it's good to challenge yourself and put yourself in these deep waters in the amateur ranks, where essentially at the end of the day, once you turn pro, your amateur record is wiped clean, and these fights don't even matter anymore. So now is when he wants to see these challenges and learn and grow.
Tremendous learning opportunity for Jake Carver, but what a moment for Derek Cook. I'm going to go get a word with the winner.
The armbar brings on the tap. Official time 2 minutes, 4 seconds of round number 2. Declaring your winner by submission, Derek Cook.
Congratulations, Derek Cook. Derek Cook serving up a submission victory tonight. You face arguably one of the most dangerous fighters that we've seen in quite some time. No fighter lasted more than a minute with him up until tonight, but you said, look, I'm a grappler. I feel like I could take him down. This game plan executed perfectly.
Yeah, that's always my game plan, and I know how to watch out for the strong strikes and his right hand, so got the job done.
Now take us through that second round. Once again, you shot in, you took him down. What submission were you going for there? Were you going for the armbar the entire time?
No, I was just trying to get his back and control him there, but I was falling off the top and it was open.
Certainly was. Congratulations to you. So now you move on to 2-1. What would you like to have next for Derek Cook?
Just more experience in A1 and then possibly challenge for the amateur title at some point.
Well, you certainly made a strong point for it tonight. Congratulations, Derek Cook. Massive victory here on the prelims. What a moment that was for Derek Cook. It's incredible to see just such a strong jiu-jitsu display against such a dangerous striker. I mean, Jake Carver, such a bright future, but like you said, Corey, he realized, he said, look, I'm confident in my grappling, but now he realizes, okay, I need to get it to the next level for when I'm facing someone like that.
Yeah, exactly, and like I mentioned, it's great that he got to see those challenges here tonight, and he's only going to grow and learn more, especially with you know, coaches such as Tom Fallon in his corner. He's at a great gym. He's with a great team. And yeah, I think this is going to end up being a really good thing for him moving forward.
What an amateur card this has been. We are 5 fights in, still 3 more to go. Multiple undefeated fighters will be entering the cage. As Garrett Fertig making his way back in to bring our next 2 fighters into battle.
Now, making his way, Ramiro Hernandez.
We're all set for bantamweight action. 3-minute rounds once again. Ramiro Hernandez coming in undefeated, 3-0 with 2 knockouts. Training at the Rogue Empire in East Palo Alto. He's the current 209 beatdown bantamweight champion. And when he won that title, he actually took that fight on a few hours' notice. He showed up, he main evented, and he won gold. And all 3 victories have been since October. And Corey, once again, these young fighters, he's only 18 years old, and he's about to have his 4th fight.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. And a lot of these amateurs that we're seeing here tonight are staying very active. And like I mentioned, it's great because these are great opportunities for them to gain that experience. And then when they advance to those pro ranks, they're just going to feel so much more prepared, so comfortable. And they're doing so under the A1 banner, you know, where we have the lights, the camera, the big crowd. And it's all just going to feel like second nature to them when they do come to move on.
No question. And not only is Hernandez 18, his opponent also has not yet had his 19th birthday. So this is going to be just an incredible action-packed bantamweight fight. And what a night we've already had. I mean, Brandon Arevalo, so impressive with his finish in the first round. Matthew Modean, not to be outdone, he scored a first-round finish. Alex Vasquez was dominant in his decision victory. And then Dosh Allen landing a massive right hook on a downed Walter Shaw to score his finish. And of course, Derek Cook with the armbar submission over Jake Carver, the undefeated Jake Carver. As now Hernandez enters a cage for the 4th time in his amateur career.
Please welcome Ethan Richardson.
The only fighter to compete on 3 consecutive A1 cards, the Ethalizer, Ethan Richardson. Quite frankly, he is as nonstop as it gets. The purple belt in jiu-jitsu scored a TKO in his debut and then a flashy rear naked choke submission in his 2nd fight. But he did fall short back in November. And he told me this morning, he said, look, what I learned from that fight is my conditioning should have been better. And if it was, I think I would have gotten the decision victory. But he said, look, I'm only 18. I needed to be pushed to my limit. And this is another fighter, just so much promise at only 18.
Yeah, you know, Ethan's one of those kids, he eats, sleeps, breathes MMA, and he's really just growing up within the sport, and it's wonderful to see. You know, this sport is a great environment for kids to come up in, I believe. You know, it teaches them so many important values, and it gives them a safe space. And like I say, Ethan is as game as they come. He's in there doing, you know, like training camps with people like Yan, you know, previous strawweight, like UFC contender, and all sorts of tough people over at Team Alpha Male. And yeah, only 18 years of age, both of these kids, the sky's the limit.
And I know you see him almost on a daily basis at Alpha Male. You see the work ethic there, you see the dedication, and it's just so impressive when you have 2 fighters this young that know exactly what they want. As we go to Garrett Fertig for the announcements.
A126 presents our featured prelim. 3 3-minute rounds presented by Claiborne & Co. in the bantamweight division. We introduce first the Punch Edibles blue corner. Standing 5'9", weighing 134 pounds, making his A1 combat debut undefeated as an amateur at 3-0, with 2 wins coming by first round stoppage. Representing Rogue Empire MMA from East Palo Alto, California, please welcome Ramiro Hernandez. And now introduce his opponent across the A1 cage, fighting out of the Punch Edibles red corner. Standing 5'9", weighing 135.5 pounds, 2-1 as an amateur, with 1 win coming by way of submission. He represents Team Alpha Male from Sacramento, California, Ethan, the Ethalizer Richardson. The referee, Brian Tyler.
Brian Tyler officiating this bantamweight fight here. And you know, Richardson said he really respects the striking of Hernandez, who does have 2 knockouts out of his 3 victories. So wouldn't be surprising if Richardson shoots in early, much like Derek Cook did against Jake Carver.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, Ethan's been working a lot with the likes of Danny Castillo over at Team Alpha Male, and I'm sure he's been improving his wrestling tremendously. And heavy high kick, and ironically, it's Hernandez that closes the gap and starts looking for those takedowns, as we were just touching on the striking.
Very quickly has Richardson up against the cage. 3-minute rounds here. Our featured bout on the prelims with the amateurs still coming up. We have Germandoev taking on Eric Betancourt, 2 4-0 fighters. And then in the main event, Trejon Banda taking on Amarius Taylor. Oh, what a
flying triangle attempt from Ethan Richardson, slam from Hernandez, and Richardson still threatening the triangle, but great job from Hernandez to stay composed in there, swim those arms in, good, regain top position, and now he's looking to pass, but he's very composed doing this. Great job, knee cut, heavy on that overhook. The underhook allows Richardson to build back up to his feet, and now Richardson in on his takedown attempt.
On the same note there, great job by Richardson. It appeared that Hernandez was trying to get back control, but Ethan Richardson able to jump right back to his feet, and we're back up against the cage. Impressive grappling early on by both.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we're just over a minute in, and we've already seen some beautiful scrambles from both of these kids. Nice knee from Hernandez, but that allows Richardson to lock his legs and get that double leg slam. Beautiful job. Great job from Richardson, staying composed, looking for the opening to work his way in, avoiding those up kicks.
Nice block of the hammer fist there by Hernandez as Richardson went in, and now Hernandez looking to attack from the back.
One of the things that I love from both of these guys already, you know, coming out, we're only 2 minutes in, but they stay offensive on their back, you know. They're not just sitting there waiting to be punched. They're throwing up submissions, they're controlling the posture, you know, they're moving their hips, they're offsetting their opponent's balance. And it's, like I say, a real testament to his level. Heavy up kick, that might have been illegal.
I believe it is, yeah.
Have you over here?
It certainly landed, too.
Have you come all the way over, stand here.
Richardson will have some time to recover. We talked about staying offensive on the back, but a little bit too much there for Hernandez.
Yeah. We have a replay here so we can see what we're looking at. I believe the up kick.
Ooh,
yeah. Ethan Richardson at 2 knees down. That is a ground opponent.
Yeah, right on the chin.
All right, so I'm going to start you back on the ground. I'm not going to take a point from you, but we're going to start down. All right, so I'm going to have you come back down and lay down over here. All right, on my go. Ready? Start, go.
Richardson laughing it off. I'm sure he's dealt with worse, but straight in on that triangle attempt, but Richardson has both arms in the guard.
And Richardson has the kind of personality, he's not going to be fazed by an up kick like that, and he's right back in full guard here.
Great job from both guys here. You know, like I say, beautiful grappling on display. They're doing a good job of mixing in their striking. You know, this is not a one-dimensional fight at all. And it's, like I say, a testament to their teams and their training level. Often we see these grapplers coming out here and it becomes a jiu-jitsu match, but they're doing such a good job of working in those strikes, you know, using those strikes to set up their grappling offense. And yeah, I'm really impressed with both of these prospects here tonight.
The patience of both Richardson and Hernandez is really beyond impressive here. Now, obviously, with the 3-minute rounds, they have a little more time to execute their game plan, but that was a very even first round. You know, Hernandez showed a little bit of control there in the first half of the first round, but then Ethan Richardson spent the second half of the first round in control time, so very close there. It'll be fun to see the adjustments made on both sides.
Yeah, I mean, pretty close first round. Beautiful striking from both guys. Richardson trialing that flying triangle at the start. You know, that's one thing about him is he will take a risk, and you know, we've seen it pay off for him in the past, and in this instance it didn't, but luckily he was able to recollect and reset.
Well, the equalizer does like to throw caution to the wind. He definitely picks his moments to do so. Let's see what the plan is here for round 2.
Round 2, gentlemen, let's fight.
Richardson in the black and white, Hernandez in the black and red. Already throws up a high kick early on, and now a combination. Oh, Hernandez is charging right in on Richardson.
Hernandez said, that's enough grappling for me, we're throwing down. He must have heard that we weren't seeing third rounds tonight. Oh, beautiful. Straight in on that body lock. Great job elevating and turning there from Hernandez. Richardson's respecting the striking of Hernandez a little bit too much, but still throwing up offense off the bottom.
But you can see the progression of the grappling of Hernandez as well. Came in with 2 knockouts, but he's definitely not averse to taking this fight to the ground.
No, definitely looking to display a well-rounded skill set here tonight, and yeah, performing beyond his experience.
Now Richardson has pulled off an impressive submission victory in one of his previous fights where he physically was struggling, but he was able to find his opening and get a rear naked choke.
Stumble from Richardson there on the kick, a little off balance, but Hernandez is doing a great job of controlling this fight.
Oh, the right hand lands, and now Richardson once again on his back.
Half guard for Hernandez, and Richardson doing a good job. You notice how he's scooting back towards the cage a little bit? That will enable him to start working back up to his feet should he wish, but Richardson seems very comfortable on his back in this guard position. And yeah, Hernandez is happy to just sit here throwing heavy blows on top, so Richardson needs to be careful. Beautiful job tying him up with the overhand, slowing Hernandez down, controlling the posture and allowing himself to recover, but you know, Richardson's gonna have to start landing a little more offense of his own if he's gonna look to start sealing the deal with the judges should we go to distance.
No question. Hernandez has been relentless with his ground offense here too. Oh, another collection of hammer fists there, finding a home for Hernandez.
Yeah, heavy strikes on top from Hernandez. And like I say, Richardson has a I heard that head bounce off the canvas from here.
Oh, Richardson could be rocked by that right hand. 20 seconds left in the second round.
And I was just about to say, Richardson has an amazing submission game, and he is great from the guard, but you can't be comfortable in these positions in MMA. If you are on bottom, you are susceptible to eating heavy blows. And that's what we're seeing right here as we look to close out this second round. Beautiful job from,
Hernandez.
Yeah, beautiful job from Hernandez, changing the levels, body, head, you know, mixing it up, even on top. You know, it's easy to get trapped into that head hunting game, but he's doing a great job attacking the body of Richardson. That's going to tire him out, fatigue him also as we go into this third round.
That's right, and you just see the tremendous conditioning on both Hernandez and Richardson, but Hernandez has really been dictating the pace throughout these first 2 rounds.
Yeah, like I say, Hernandez, I would have edging it in the judges' eyes.
Yeah.
But Richardson is displaying some great skill here tonight also. I just like to see him a little less comfortable on the back and, you know, stressing a little bit more urgency to either get on top or get back to his feet and implement his own wrestling offense. You know, we've seen Hernandez have success with the striking. I think Richardson is respecting it, which rightly so. You know, Hernandez has some heavy hands, but Richardson's really gonna have to start coming out here and implementing his own game if he's gonna look to swing it here tonight.
Richardson said he loves to take chances. Well, this 3rd round, certainly an opportune time for him to look for one of those risks.
All right, gentlemen, last round. Let's fight.
3 minutes to go, 3rd and final round here.
Southpaw stance of Richardson, orthodox of Hernandez. Both guys coming out, throwing those leg kicks, you know, from the belt. Oh, heavy kicks from Hernandez.
Also switching stances early and often here in the 3rd. Another takedown. Beautiful single leg there, and now he goes right into the strikes.
Heavy blows from Hernandez on top, and Richardson's really gonna have to stress urgency to either get a sweep or get back up to his feet and just shoot his own takedown here. You know, we saw him have success from top, but you know, Hernandez is wise in this top position. He's not giving Richardson the openings to set up those submissions that he likes to throw up from guard.
Hernandez unable to pass, but still in a dominant position here. There is no signs of fatigue on Hernandez, just throwing strike after strike here.
Yeah, exactly. I'd like to see Richardson start controlling the posture of Hernandez and wrapping him up a little bit to at least collect himself and figure out what he's going to do. Because right now he is just taking damage and wearing it from Hernandez because he has landed some heavy blows. We got a minute and a half left of this round. We might even see a referee stoppage if Richardson just concedes and takes these blows.
This has really been a clinic by Hernandez ever since the 2nd half of the 1st round. And you see the fatigue really setting in. I mean, for Richardson to even get out of this position is going to be very difficult, and just landing collections after collections of hammer fists here.
Yeah, and this type of fight is demoralizing, you know what I mean? Like, he's taking damage. It's not significant enough to, you know, put him out of the fight, but he's not able to set up any of his offense because Hernandez is just in his face the whole time, landing heavy blow after blow. You know, he's elbowing the legs to wear out those legs of Richardson, which is, again, going to make those weaker and, like, stop him from throwing up those fast submissions that he's known for. And, yeah, this is a very smart fight from the Hernandez corner. I'd like to see Richardson open his guard up, start, like I say, working to retain some sort of top position, but with 30 seconds left of the round, and unfortunately, I think that's all she wrote.
And for Ethan right now, it's really all about surviving this 3rd round. Hernandez trying to get his 3rd finish in 4 fights.
And like I say, not taking anything away from either of these guys here. You know, both have shown some great skill. You know, Richardson looked amazing in that 1st round. And Hernandez just really grew into this fight and did a phenomenal job of implementing his game plan, staying smart, staying sensible. And like I say, we're talking about 2 18-year-old kids here with, like you say, an absolute world of growth ahead of them. And both of these kids can hold their heads high. Sorry, young men can hold their heads high tonight. Geez, easy for me to say, hey.
They most certainly will.
Yeah, I mean, I barely know the both of them, but I'm proud of them both. Absolutely phenomenal, and what a show for the youngsters of MMA coming on up, and I'm sure we'll see them both in the pro ranks in a couple of years. Plenty of growth ahead of them, and plenty to take away, positive and lessons, and yeah, absolutely amazing.
And Hernandez really finishing that fight with emphasis. And you see Ethan Richardson, you know, he's such a resilient young man at only 18 years old, has a great attitude, a great energy about him, and he's going to take this and learn so much from it. And he said, look, last time I didn't feel like my conditioning was on point, but it is right now. But with that said, Ramiro Hernandez just exhausted Ethan Richardson throughout these 3 rounds. Great sign of respect there. From one to another. Both fighters making their gyms proud, certainly. Hernandez, Rogue Empire, Richardson, Team Alpha Male. We're gonna check out the end of the 3rd round here. And, you know, it was really the entire round, Corey. Hernandez got a takedown in the early seconds and then just kind of went to work throughout the whole 3rd round.
Yeah, like I say, phenomenal performance for Hernandez and an absolute testament for his team. He did a great job of coming out here, implementing his game plan, and hats off to his conditioning too. You know, he stayed relentless, he stayed aggressive. He was in Richardson's face that entire fight. Complaints from Hernandez, a few people mentioning potential broken hand, but he did not seem to let that deter him in this fight as he was wailing strikes on Richardson.
Now, Hernandez is in pain. I want to say it's the right hand.
I think left.
Well, I could be wrong. Yeah, apparently, yeah, it is the left hand there, or the left wrist.
But hey, he was landing some heavy blows, and I mean, small price to pay to get the win here tonight. And yeah, like I say, absolutely phenomenal. Both of these guys performing above their experience level and plenty to learn, and both can hold their heads high as they walk out here tonight.
He was just pointing to right around the 1st or 2nd metacarpal area, which is they're very easy bones to break when you have that much impact on a consistent basis. So
for those of you at home that aren't aware, Johnny is a PT, so he would be the one in the know.
Every now and then I have to bring out some physical therapy knowledge while calling a fight. But nonetheless, we are awaiting the decision here from the judges. Ethan Richardson coming in tonight 2-1. Ramiro Hernandez undefeated at 3-0. Still 2 more fights to go on the prelims as Garrett Fertig enters the cage once again to make it official.
Having gone the distance in our featured prelim, we go now to your 3 judges at cage side for the decision. Your first judge, Wayne Phillips, sees it 29-28. Your second judge, Chad Shepard, sees it 30-27. And your 3rd and final judge, Phil Balducci, sees it 30-26. All for your winner by unanimous decision, Ramiro Hernandez.
Sacramento, both of these athletes are only 18 years old and just put on a show. Give it up for the bright future in both of these young men. What a tremendous fight we just saw. Ramiro Hernandez, congratulations. You know, you came in undefeated, now 4-0. Everyone knew about your striking ability. You had 2 impressive knockouts, but my goodness, you put on a grappling display.
Yeah, man, I wanted to have it on the feet, you know. I was just in my head a little bit. I could have done way better. You'll for sure see a different Ramiro Hernandez next time. I don't have anything to say, man.
I mean, I think everyone here saw a rather dominant performance. Are you disappointed in what you just did?
100%, man. That's not what we trained for, and yeah.
Well, I give you credit. You have so much poise and dedication at your age. You moved to 4-0. When you watch it back, I think you'll be a lot happier. Congratulations. Still undefeated, Ramiro Hernandez.
Ace Palanta, baby, Rogue Empire.
Well, Corey, those were the words of a true competitor. Ramiro Hernandez was not happy with that performance.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's a great attitude to have.
Yeah,
That's someone that you know is going to go away and he's going to grow.
It is now time.
Ready to make his way.
As we check out the action here from this fight, and you know, Ramiro Hernandez spent much of the fight in control time and just consistently landed a barrage of strikes on Ethan Richardson.
Yeah, like I say, absolutely phenomenal performance from Hernandez here tonight. And I know he said he's not happy with his performance, but I think he's going to watch this back and realize that he has plenty to be proud of, because Richardson is no slouch in himself, you know, and like I say, Richardson can hold his head high as well.
Yeah.
But plenty of growing to do, and I'm sure over at Team Alpha Male, they're going to go and make those changes.
And there's no doubt Richardson is certainly going to grow from this. As we say hello to the incredible A1 Combat ring girls. Still 2 more fights to go on the prelims for A1 Combat 26. But while we have a second, we can discuss what you're going to see on UFC Fight Pass live at 8 p.m. Pacific. 7 incredible fights lined up in the main event. Nick Maximov will be taking on Saeed Magomed Abdulgaziev in a 195-pound catchweight bout. Of course, Maximov came in back in November, his first fight following his run in UFC, and was absolutely dominant in winning the super middleweight title. In the co-main event, Ernie Juarez, coming off of Contender Series, was 8-0 going into Contender Series. Had an impressive performance, unfortunately did not go his way. A knee to the head took Juarez to his first loss, so he is more motivated than ever to get the contract, and he's taken on a very dangerous Eric Sanchez. 20 professional fights, 12-8, certainly with the experience advantage there for the Team Alpha Male fighter. A lot of intriguing matchups. You have Josh Simpson coming in, only 1 fight under his belt, taking on Billy Brand, a much more experienced fighter, also coming off of Contender Series. He's very motivated to get back there as well. Cody Vogels looking to move to 6-2, taking on a very dangerous Carlos Figueroa, who has a 100% finish rate. Rafael Vega taking on Youssef Asambayev. That's a story of grappler versus striker there, 2 very dangerous individuals. And Quinn Camacho looking to get his second victory, coming in at 1-0. Michael Sandage looking to score his first professional victory in a welterweight bout. And what a way to kick off the main card. We are going to see Hollywood Shane Collins looking to stay undefeated, part of Team Cobra, taking on Sauce Marley James Guidry. Always entertaining every time out. That is your main card tonight. 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific, live on UFC Fight Pass, as we are setting the tone for an incredible fight weekend. UFC 312 tomorrow night. You have Dracus du Plessis, Sean Strickland 2 for the UFC middleweight title. And how about this? The UFC strawweight title, Zhang Wei Li coming in 25-3, 19 finishes. One of the greatest champions we've seen in quite some time. Might actually end up being the underdog as she takes on Tatiana Suarez. Suarez coming in 11-0, 8 finishes. Many believe it's her grappling ability that could take down the champion. That certainly remains to be seen as we go back to Garrett Fertig for our co-main event.
And now, ready to make his way, Karman Doev.
Karman Doev, training out of AKA San Jose, a former Greco-Roman world champion back in 2017, a high-level wrestler coming off of a split decision victory over a gentleman we just saw in competition, Ethan Richardson, back at A125. Coming in tonight 4-0, undefeated with a submission victory, moved to the US from Russia back in 2022, and has been at AKA San Jose ever since. Once again, another young, impressive athlete, Corey.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, we just saw a phenomenal fight from the two youngsters in the last fight, and I'm excited to see what German Doev brings to the cage tonight. You know, like mentioned previously, we saw him last out against Ethan Richardson. He won by a split decision, and that was a great fight. And yeah, high hopes as he steps out here tonight, 4-0, undefeated. And yeah, we'll be excited to see if Eric Betancourt can take that O away.
Doev, very soft-spoken individual. I spoke to him this morning, and I said, what's the game plan? And he said, striking, grappling, you'll see both. And that was the end of the conversation as we await the opponent of German Doev.
Now, we welcome Eric Betancourt.
Eric Betancourt, the current 5150 bantamweight champion, has lived more life in 21 years than most people. He grew up in a rodeo family and annually went to the NFR rodeo event, which was in an arena in Las Vegas. It's the big deal when it comes to the rodeo. He started riding bulls in 7th grade, eventually began competing in the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association. But Corey, then he started boxing in 2021, started training in mixed martial arts in 2022, and he said the adrenaline rush was so similar. And with each passing day, his desire for the rodeo was waning, but his desire for the dream of MMA started growing even more, and he's been obsessed with UFC his entire life. And at 21 years old, he's already on his 2nd profession.
Yeah, that's absolutely phenomenal. You know, both of these guys coming out here 4-0, undefeated. You know, they say someone's always got to go, but we've got AKA in one corner, we've got ATT in the red corner, and these are two solid camps and two solid prospects. So I know that this fight is going to be absolutely amazing for the fans back home.
He also spent some time at Syndicate in Las Vegas as well, and what a matchup this is. Two fighters coming in at 4-0. Let's go to Garrett Furtick.
From the Hard Rock Resort Casino, A1 combat is now set for our prelim co-main event. 3-minute rounds in the bantamweight division, presented by Punch Edibles. We introduce to you first the Punch Edibles blue corner, standing 5'6", weighing 135.3 pounds, returning to A1 combat undefeated at 4-0 with 1 win, coming by submission. Representing American Kickboxing Academy from Milpitas, California, by way of Ossetia, Russia, please welcome German Doev. And now introduces his opponent, fighting out of the Punch Edibles red corner. Standing 5'9", weighing 134 at 1/2 pounds. Entering undefeated also at 4-0 with 2 wins, coming by stoppage. Representing American Top Team Tracy and Guerrilla Jiu-Jitsu from Modesto, California, Eric Betancourt. The referee, David Shirley.
David Shirley officiating this co-main event here on the prelims. Betancourt coming in, 1 knockout, 1 submission to his 4-0 record. German Doev, 3 decision victories and a submission.
All right. Fighter, you ready? Fighter, you ready?
Betancourt in the red, Doev in the gray.
Straight in on that takedown attempt from Doev. I'm not sure if we're surprised there, but beautiful job. Hanging heavy on the waist with that left underhook. Landing some strikes to the right, able to get his double unders, but great job from Betancourt defending that underhook, looking to get his own on the left side and reverse Doev against the cage.
Betancourt spreading his legs really to eliminate the leg sweep there by Doev.
Beautiful job from Betancourt reversing Doev, but Doev straight on the reversal again himself. Relentless with this pressure. Beautiful. Whoa. Beautiful body lock there, using the knee to kind of like hike him high and elevate.
after the takedown. Oh, Doev right into side control here, trying to transition.
Crucifix, I believe. Yep, crucifix position on top from Doev. And that's going to make it really hard for Betancourt to defend this position here. We've got 1:44 for Doev to start landing offense. And yeah, this is a horrible position for Betancourt as we start this fight early.
You see Doev has the hooks around the left arm of Betancourt as well. Now, Corey, if you're in the position of Betancourt, what is the best way to get out?
Oh, it is hard, but he's just going to have to try to create some space, you know, offset the balance of Doev, and his priority needs to be getting that left arm out from between Doev's arm, maybe using the frame on the right side, but Doev's doing a great job of blocking it with his head. This is kind of one of those positions that just really sucks, and he's doing a good job of moving, creating space, creating distance, and trying to kind of wiggle his way out of there, for lack of better words. But yeah, this is a horrible position to be in. Fortunately for him, Doev not really utilizing it as much as he could be, and it looks like he has allowed Betancourt to get out of that mix, but jumps straight onto the back, 2 hooks in, and aggressive on that neck. He's over the chin, but that doesn't mean he can't get it, and it looks like he slipped it under.
Oh, yes, he does. German Doev has the rear naked choke locked in. What a transition to the back, and what a finish. Eric Betancourt is out. German Doev is up 5-0 now with his second submission victory. And Corey, he told us we were going to see striking, but we knew what a dominant grappler he was, and that's exactly what he put on display.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal. You know, patience there. I kind of criticized him mildly for not utilizing that crucifix position, but he did a great job of riding the hips of Betancourt, taking the back, and he wasted no time jumping on that rear naked choke.
He really stayed incredibly patient, even in transitioning to the back. And at that point, do you think it was fatigue really that set in for Betancourt that allowed the hooks to be locked in the rear naked so easily?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, like you say, great composure from Doev. Yeah, an absolutely phenomenal display for that first round, and I believe we're going to look at some highlights right here.
Yeah, Corey, take us through the end of this fight here for Doev.
Okay, so yeah, Doev, I mean, dove straight on the back, threw both hooks in, transition to the body triangle, which makes it really hard for Betancourt to start defending those hooks, and he wasted no time throwing that rear naked choke in. He was initially across the chin, but Betancourt allowed him, I mean, I say allowed, he's probably applying a lot of pressure, which caused him to then slip under the chin, and he had that in locked, and, you know, Betancourt, hats off to him, he didn't tap, he didn't break, but he did unfortunately go out. Back on his feet now though, so healthy, obviously not happy, but plenty to improve on moving forwards, and like I say, someone's out had to go, and unfortunately it was his tonight.
Once again, 2 more fighters with tremendous futures, as I'm going to go get a word with the victor.
Traffic rush hour, GT, bed roof is absent. You present with the music blasting, and she keep asking, how I shoot if it's plastic? I tell her, you see if your boy burn up. She said, begging cause I caught her back up. For sure. Hey, Big Mike, they better step things authority up before they step.
The rear naked choke brings on the technical submission. Official time, 2 minutes, 32 seconds of round number 1. Declaring your winner by technical submission, German Doev.
German Doev, congratulations. Now 5-0, 2 undefeated fighters, and you came out on top. What a tremendous display of patience and grappling. Was this the exact game plan you had in mind?
You said you respected his game plan, like 100% respected his game plan.
Now, you essentially shot in immediately in the first round. You got the crucifix position. Were you planning on taking the back the entire time, or was it more the opening that your opponent gave to you?
He said his plan was to scramble with him, put him on his back, take the back, and like get a submission.
Well, plan was certainly executed. Congratulations. Now 5-0. Great victory here tonight for Hernandez.
Okay, that was your prelim co-main event, German Doev versus Eric Betancourt. We only have one fight left, so your prelim main event is going to be Banda and Amarius Taylor. What do you guys think at home? I got your stream up now. I can see your comments. What are you guys thinking? Are we gonna see it go the distance, or are we gonna get another finish? Because what an amazing night of fights so far. As Johnny comes back in the booth to come and sit with us as we wait for our main event. Oh, we got some highlights.
Well, Corey, this amateur lineup has not disappointed as we go back to check out the action from this first round finish by Hernandez. And, you know, essentially from the opening seconds, he shot in and he was really in control for the entire time.
Yeah, like I say, a very dominant performance from German Doev. Yeah, in this crucifix position, landed a few strikes. Very patient until Betancourt gave up his back, dove straight in on those hooks, transitioned to the body triangle, set up the choke, and that was all she wrote. He wasted no time securing that finish as he advances to 5-0.
And in speaking with Doev afterwards, he essentially said, yeah, that was the game plan. Be patient until I was able to get the back, and he locked in the rear naked choke immediately. And what a victory it was. Some would say a possible upset as Betancourt came in with plenty of hype as well, but it just goes to show the level of talent we have in this area in the amateur division, as I believe we're going to go back and check out some highlights from all of the fights we've seen thus far as we await our main event here between Amarius Taylor and Banda. Couple of amazing finishes to start. Brandon Arevalo in the first round with the biggest victory of his career. And then Matthew Modean follows up just over a minute into the first round with a powerful finish over the debuting Isaiah Rodriguez, scoring the rear naked choke there. And that led us in to Alex Vasquez and Richard Archundia putting on a welterweight slugfest. This actually went the distance, but Alex Vasquez was in control for the majority, continued to land impressive combinations as he was the more experienced fighter, and he moved on to 6-3. Tremendous life story behind Alex Vasquez as well, and Dash Allen wasted no time as he landed a knee and followed up with a left hook and taking down Walter Shaw, moving to 4-1. Such a tremendous athlete in so many ways. And then Derek Cook pulling off what many would say to be the upset of the night, taking on the undefeated Jake Carver, who had 4 finishes, no opponent lasting longer than 61 seconds, but Derek Cook put on a grappling clinic, and that led to an armbar submission, moving him to 2-1. Certainly the biggest moment of his career. And then Ramiro Hernandez, talk about a grappling clinic. Taking on Ethan Hernandez, 2 18-year-olds with such bright futures, so much promise. This went all the way to a decision, but it really was Ramiro Hernandez in control for the majority of it. Injured his left hand because he was throwing so many strikes. Wasn't happy with the performance. Nonetheless, he remains undefeated. And that took us up to our co-main event. Many thought this had a chance to go the distance, but Hernandez certainly had other plans. Like you said, Corey was in the crucifix position throughout, transitioned to the back. Eric Betancourt, his hands were not in the right position. Didn't take long for the rear naked choke to take away that oxygen supply. Eric Betancourt had no choice but to tap as Hernandez moves to 5-0. And that leads us to Garrett Fertig to introduce our main event.
Set now for our prelim main event, Banda.
Banda going old school. with his walkout song here. We've seen plenty of dominant fighters on the card thus far tonight, and Banda, certainly one of them, coming in tonight 4-0, 4 finishes. He's the current 209 beatdown featherweight champion. 2 of his finishes being in the first round, also a black belt in Krav Maga. And you know, Corey, when he was a kid, his parents forced him into martial arts. He could not stand it at first, but never quit, and now, obviously, mixed martial arts is his entire life.
Yeah, I mean, we talked earlier about with the, you know, the Richardson Hernandez fight, and I was talking about how I think martial arts are a great environment for young people. And yeah, it's unfortunate he didn't like it at first, but you know, we talk about that bug, and I'm sure he caught it. And yeah, really excited to see him come out here tonight. The YouTube live chat is, you know, it's getting heated in there. People are getting excited for this main event, and yeah, I'm excited too. I wonder if we can get another finish in there tonight, Johnny.
We've had so many impressive finishes, and this is certainly a deserving main event in the featherweight division. 3-minute rounds once again, and you know, Banda, he trains with incredible fighters, working at Resistance MMA, training partners with 1 championship kickboxer, Eddie Abasella. And I asked him what the game plan was, and very calmly just said, you know, some flashy stuff, some spinning stuff. I'm going to entertain everybody. That is the game plan for the undefeated Banda.
Ladies and gentlemen, his opponent, Amarius Taylor.
Strong ovation for the new Papa. Amarius Taylor had his 4-fight win streak snapped back in September, but he told me this morning he's been counting the days since that loss via decision. Walks tonight with a 4-3 record overall, including 3 knockouts, his 3rd trip to the A1 cage. But he's very grateful for that loss. And as an amateur, like you said, Corey, it's all about learning from these losses. And tonight, he has a very special person to impress, and that is his 4-month-old daughter, Amila Taylor. His last fight, she was not quite born, but tonight she is here. And so he's got the pressure on him. Wants to score a victory in front of his baby girl.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you say that on one hand pressure, on the other hand purpose. You know, a lot of people, they come out here and, yeah, like I say, they come out here with a new purpose, a new motivation. And he's got a family to think of now, and I'm sure he's going to go out there and he's going to make them proud. Regardless, you know, I think every athlete that stepped in here tonight has made their family and their people proud.
No question about that. And he said, you know, he eventually wants to become a featherweight champion, and tonight is a massive step towards that goal. Garrett Fertig, take it away.
Streaming live on YouTube at A1 Combat presents the prelim main event 3-minute rounds in the featherweight division. Introduced to you first, the Punch Edibles blue corner. Standing 5'8", weight 145 pounds even. He makes his A1 Combat debut with a flawless 4-0 record. All of his wins coming by stoppage. Representing the Resistance Fitness Center from Danville, California, please welcome Banda. Now introduce his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the Punch Edibles red corner. Standing 6 feet tall, weight 144.9 pounds, holding a record of 4 amateur wins, 3 losses, with 3 of his 4 wins coming by stoppage. The former featherweight title challenger represents Klingen's MMA and kickboxing from Yuma City, California, Amarius Taylor. Referee Brian Tyler.
Corey, we're still an hour away from the main card, and the Hard Rock in Sacramento is almost packed out already. This is a fantastic audience for these 2 very talented amateurs in our main event.
Yeah, I mean, when you have amateur fights like this, it's...
All right, gentlemen, round 1. Fighter, are you ready?
Not to show.
Fighter, are you ready?
No, like I say, we've had plenty of excitement and finishes, and yeah, a full display of MMA here tonight. We've seen grapplers, strikers, everything. So hats off to the A1 matchmakers. Oh, spinning kick from Amarius Taylor.
Banda in the black with the white trim, and Taylor in the black. Utilizing kicks early on. Oh, look at Taylor charging in immediately.
Heavy combos from Taylor, but beautiful job by Banda to get in on that single leg and dump Taylor down to the mats. Taylor offensive immediately off his back, trying to throw up a triangle from the looks of it, but Banda able to keep that arm in and start working to pass the half guard. Beautiful knee cut there.
Taylor certainly the height and reach advantage, but Banda feels like he's the quicker of the two.
Great job from Taylor to get that underhook, allowing him to reverse and come up on top. I thought for a second that Banda was going to jump a triangle, but again, Taylor composed in there, able to keep both arms in. He's got his head positioned in the center of Banda, and he's controlling the hips with his arms.
Keep that position.
You hear Taylor's corner saying, make him get up. Oh, nice transition by Taylor.
Straight on the back. He tried to jump both hooks in, missed one, but great job staying relentless, and he jumps it again.
Wow.
Great work from Banda there, staying composed, scrambling to defend those hooks. Beautiful knee on the clinch. These guys are wasting no time. I don't know if it's because these amateurs start with 2-minute rounds, so they're used to pushing that pace, but wow, we've had some action tonight.
They're definitely feeling the energy from everyone here at the Hard Rock. Oh, nice head kick lands there by Banda, but a combination, a counter from Taylor.
I like that Taylor's starting to work in a couple like hip fakes, like faking the kicks. Great head movement, straight in on that takedown attempt.
And once again, Taylor has Banda up against the cage.
Big lift attempt, slides up to the hip and gets that reap. Beautiful job from Taylor, now on top of Banda.
And now Banda. If you're Banda in this moment, 20 seconds to go, what's the game plan? Essentially just survive the round?
I mean, he's doing a good job of staying offensive off his back. You know, he's threatening armbars, almost gets the sweep off of it. Oh, he's in on that arm, but he only has 10 seconds left to work. Can Taylor hold on for this last 10 seconds? I think he will, but beautiful job from Banda from staying offensive and throwing up threats.
You said it. What a incredible transition there by Banda to finish the first round.
Wow.
That was action-packed. I mean, with the way Banda ended the first round, that's a difficult one to call. I mean, Taylor was impressive, but Banda got close to a submission there.
Yeah, definitely. Both guys having a lot of success with their, with their offense. Very evenly matched, in my opinion, you know what I mean? Like, Amarius Taylor maybe edging the striking, but beautiful grappling on display from both sides. And, like I say, hats off to Banda for staying active. Not only did he almost get that armbar, when he realized he was short on time and he wasn't going to be able to finish it, he started using that position to land offense as he started landing strikes to the body and head of Taylor. And that is, like I say, amazing fight IQ.
And do you feel like this is going to raise the confidence of Banda, knowing that he can continue to be offensive from the back and look for an opening?
Yeah, definitely. And Taylor's going to have to respect him coming out here in this second round. You know, he's had to respect those submission threats and a few of the strikes that Banda has thrown up. And yeah, amazing first round from both of these guys.
Are you ready? Ready, fight.
Taylor did say he felt like in his last fight, he was much too passive, and that's why he did not get the decision. And he realized that he just needs to be at the next level. He feels like his training since then has gotten him to that level. And that first round, if it's any indication, he's there. But he's up against such a skilled fighter in Banda, who's looking to move to 5-0. Another head kick, and now Banda follows up once again.
The great footwork and head movement from Taylor. The only thing that makes me nervous with that kind of hands-down stance that he is using is that Banda is good at timing those head kicks.
Yeah.
He has landed a couple in this fight. Not really caused too much damage as of yet with those, but could catch him moving forward in this fight.
You can see the accuracy, though, with his kicks. And difficult to tell if Banda is perhaps a nosebleed right now.
Yeah, I saw some heavy Vaseline on the eyebrow of Banda before they came out for the second round, so perhaps a small cut, but I can't quite see from this vantage point. It may be a nosebleed.
Work him, Arias. You can't just hold him there.
Trying to get that right arm out, but Taylor able to get the takedown.
Nice. Banda doing a great job of immediately working it back up to his feet, but Taylor's doing a good job of this like close range striking, you know, landing knees when he does get back up to his feet. He's got to be careful of this guillotine here. Looks like it could be deep.
Trehan Banda, does he have the guillotine locked in here?
I think Taylor might have just enough space from where he's hand fighting, but it's really hard to see from right here.
Once again, Banda just showing off those sneaky grappling skills, almost gets the submission in the first round, and now has Taylor in a very difficult position here up against the cage.
And beautiful job from Banda. Like I say, he's not dying on that submission. You know, he realized he almost didn't have it, so he started landing his knees. He went for it again. Amarias had to start, you know, respecting that guillotine. It then enabled him to change levels, get his double leg.
Now Taylor attempted a triangle there, but Banda quickly had that one scouted. Oh, nice pass here by Banda.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with the fight IQ of Banda here. You know, the way he's mixing it up, changing his levels, mixing his, you know, his striking in with his grappling. Yeah, definitely a different story in this second round. Another armbar attempt, 30 seconds left of the round.
So fluid by Banda. He switched to north-south and now right into the armbar attempts. 20 seconds left here in the second round.
Yeah, beautiful job. And like this is different to, you know, what we saw in the, you know, in the Richardson Hernandez fight. Yeah. You know, he's waiting until the final 30 seconds to dive off and jump on these submissions, and that kind of prevents him from getting stuck in these negative positions where he's eating offense, but also creates those opportunities for him to potentially get the finish, or at least give Taylor something to respect moving forward.
Well, that second round was an incredible follow-up to the first round. This fight is as good as advertised.
Yeah, beautiful armbar attempts from Banda.
Yeah.
You know, Taylor's gonna have to be careful with his arms there. We got a replay coming in of these arm bars, and yeah, Taylor's gonna have to be careful. It's the second time now he's been caught in this position.
You know, Taylor's such an impressive striker, but you know, Corey, Banda is just taking what is given to him, and he's making the most of it every time.
Yeah, exactly. And like I say, he's very composed in there. He seems to know very well when to commit on his submissions. You know, like I mentioned with the guillotine. He committed to it, he realized he didn't have it, he landed some offense. He then went on it again. He realized he wasn't gonna get it, he used it to set up his double leg. Very intelligent fighting here, especially given that we're only in the amateur ranks.
Well, these are two fighters we might not see in the amateur ranks for much longer, as they're main eventing the prelims here, and we are officially at the third and final round here. Last time out, Amarias Taylor challenged for the featherweight title, but he wants to get back in contention.
All right, gentlemen, last round, let's fight.
This is certainly an opportunity.
Third and final round, potentially looking at one-on-one moving into this one. But like we mentioned, Banda did finish that first strong, and sometimes we don't know what these judges are seeing. So yeah, Taylor doing a good job coming out here stressing urgency just to be safe.
So Corey, if you're Taylor here, I would imagine you want to do everything possible to keep this fight vertical in the third round.
Yeah, I mean, he's landing some heavy knees, and as we saw with the, you know, the Dash and Shaw fight, those knees can be very effective in this clinch position against the cage. So I'd like to see him maybe mixing some more of those in there. And yeah, I think perhaps he could afford to keep it on the feet. You know, he's been caught in a few compromising positions from Banda. But again, we saw in the first round that he did have success when implementing his own grappling offense. So I think so long as he's offensively sound, it isn't the worst option for him either.
Once again, just above the right eye, seems to be opened up again on Banda.
Look at the cut.
Yeah, there's that cut that I mentioned in the last round.
All right, that way.
Looks like we're bringing the doctor in to take a look at it. That's very unfortunate since we're only, like you say, what, we only got 2 minutes left, I think it was?
Yeah, just over 2 minutes. Appears to be the eyelid, perhaps.
Yeah, and unfortunately, when it's the eyelid, often it does get stopped because it does, you know, impair the vision.
Right.
It would be very unfortunate because Banda is having a lot of success here, and I think he's putting on a like I say, a phenomenal fight. And I hope for his sake that the doctor lets it continue, but obviously safety is key and is #1 here, especially in the amateur ranks. But looks like the doctor's saying okay, and we're going to get back to action.
We're going to have you up against the cage. We're going to start in a lock position. You're going to have the body lock again. I'm going to say fight, and we're going to go. Fight.
Just under 2 minutes to go. We begin back up against the cage, and this fight could really go either way at this point. And once again, Banda. Oh, nice. Oh!
Beautiful suplex from Taylor. Jeez, straight on the back too.
Oh! And Amarius Taylor able to maintain back control, trying to lock in the RNC here.
Minute and a half to work. He's got the body triangle. Could do with getting his chest to back and controlling the hips better. It looks like Banda's going to turn on top, but wow, what a statement.
So impressive there by Banda. That was a dangerous position to be in, and he was able to transition over. And now he's back in control, trying to make the pass.
Beautiful takedown from Taylor. Beautiful urgency jumping on the back, attempting to get the choke. And as we mentioned, he may need some urgency. But now we're looking at an exact reversal. You know, with Banda looking to take the back. Beautiful job following the hip, scrambling, retaining top position.
This fight's had everything.
Yeah, wow.
You have the power of Taylor. I mean, that's a German suplex Kurt Angle would be proud of. My goodness. And then Banda able to withstand that. And once again, going for another submission finish here.
Flattening out Taylor. Beautiful job. And looks like he's just going to try to seal this round with heavy ground and pound blows. Taylor doing a great job of trying to advance position, defend intelligently, build back up to his elbows and knees. But yeah, Banda is very positionally aware. And I think that's maybe the one thing that the Taylor side is lacking, you know, like very offensively sound, but not as much positional awareness perhaps as Banda. But
Taylor was struggling to defend himself there, but it looks like he's going to survive as we are going to a decision. But what a strong finish here by Trehan Banda. And
what a fight.
Whoa. Corey, this is not an easy decision here for the judges. Both of these fighters put on a full skill set.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, phenomenal display of skill from both fighters, incredible fight IQ from the Banda side, great aggression from the Taylor side. I think perhaps Banda edged it, but again, like I say, some judges look at different things. Some value striking more, some value grappling more. You know, we could argue, but at the end of the day, it is three people's opinions.
Yeah.
I personally would have Banda up, but like I say, an amazing performance from Taylor also. So yeah, I said it for pretty much every fight here tonight, but all of these athletes can leave here with their heads held high because wow. Ah, his daughter.
What a collection of highlight moments as Amarius Taylor bringing in his beautiful daughter, Amila Taylor. And, you know, both fighters came in with 3 knockouts on their record. And, you know, Taylor, arguably the more powerful striker, but Trehan Banda really put on a grappling clinic, almost scoring the armbar in the first round. Had so many impressive transitions, was so fluid with his grappling throughout. Both fighters, incredibly bright futures ahead of them, no doubt about that.
Yeah, exactly, and I mean, the comment section's torn on YouTube. Like I say, it's, yeah, tight fight, and both guys, a phenomenal display on both sides.
But a very strong finish for Banda. Able to get out of the back control that Taylor was in and finish very strong on top. As it appears the decision is in.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the conclusion of 3 rounds here in our prelim main event of A1 Combat 26, we go to your 3 judges at cage side for the decision. All 3 judges, Phil Balducci, Chad Shepard, and Wayne Phillips, see it the same. 29-28 for your winner by unanimous decision, Trehan Banda. Hard Rock Live.
was your main event. Let's hear it one more time for Amarius Taylor and Treyhan Banda. Treyhan, if I can get a word. Man, congratulations, remaining undefeated. He is a very dangerous striker, very dangerous individual. But man, you put on a grappling clinic in so many instances. How do you feel?
I feel good, man. I know I got a little scratch in my eye. Hopefully the girls like it or something, you know. But I feel good. He's a dog, dude. I usually try to find something in all my opponents that, like, I don't like to give me that edge, but that's a solid dude, bro. I got nothing to say but good words about him.
Now, were you that confident with your grappling ability going into this fight? Because he had you in some dangerous spots, but every time your patience was truly a virtue, you were able to transition out.
Yeah, for sure. I got Alexis Davis right here, teaches our jiu-jitsu. Diego out of San Jose. Tim Figgins, ACC champ 2016 right here, 3rd degree black belt. So, I feel great, bro. My Krav Maga came in really good in this fight, and yeah, I feel good.
Well, you came in undefeated with 4 finishes, but now you've gone the distance for the first time. So thus far in 5 fights, you've done a little bit of everything. What's next?
Hopefully a finish. I'm not trying to go all 3 rounds. I'm trying to make it quick, get in, get out type thing. I'm not trying to be here and get messed up like this, bro. This is not it, bro.
Well, judging by that reaction, I think women dig scars. So congratulations to you, staying undefeated. Treyhan Banda, victorious in the main event.
Unfortunately, that's my sister, so that's not on the table, but yeah.
I take back what I said. All right.
Wow, like, what an amateur card to start off the night. As we mentioned multiple times previously, tune on in to Fight Pass at 8 p.m. as we move on to the pro ranks. The amateurs showed out here tonight, and they set the bar extraordinarily high for the pros, and I'm excited to see how we continue the action tonight, Johnny.
It's a good thing you and I both have coffee and energy drinks here. What a night it's been thus far. So many highlights to choose from between Amarius Taylor and Treyhan Banda. Corey, let's just go through it here. I mean, you see Taylor with the combination early on. He was really trying to dictate the pace, but it was Banda and the grappling skills, just constant motion.
Yeah, exactly. And like I say, this was a phenomenally matched fight. I think the only slight difference was that Banda had a little bit more positional awareness. You know, Amarius Taylor, beautiful suplex here, you know, straight in on the back, got the body triangle, lost position a little bit, and that allowed Banda to turn around and get back on top, where we saw him finish strong here with some heavy blows.
And it was at that moment where it appeared Taylor may have had the submission, but once again, Banda so resilient, and the training, I mean, the skill level of his grappling led him to this decision victory. You know, these are 2 fighters that have done a little bit of everything in their amateur careers. You have to believe very close to turning professional. But congratulations to Treyhan Banda, now moving to 5-0. What an amateur card this was. We are only 48 minutes away from going live on UFC Fight Pass for A1 Combat 26. For every single one of you watching us on YouTube, we cannot thank you enough. Please be sure to follow Uriah Faber's A1 Combat on YouTube. Follow on all social media accounts, because every single time out, you will be entertained. For the great Corey McKenna, I'm Johnny LaQuasto. We'll see you on the main card.